Hey guys, so I said in the last video that this time we would be looking at this beast, which is my Phil Collins replica kit. In the next video, we're going to be looking at this beast. That is my Phil Collins replica. See, I did say that. Now before we do that, I'd just like to go into a little bit of history and explain just what inspired me to build this kit. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, my mum was a massive Genesis fan and Phil Collins fan, so Phil's music was always played, you know, especially the hits and what have you. To a young aspiring drummer, that was like, oh, this is really cool. I started paying much more attention to, you know, the drums that were on these songs that I'd already been growing up listening to. In 1992, when Genesis did the We Can't Dance tour, I was lucky enough to get to hear this. Just hearing that drum duet live was incredible. It was just, I'm thinking about drums at this point, and all I could think was, this sounds amazing. How did they get that incredible sound? And it was something that I always wanted to replicate. Seeing that iconic Gretsch kit as well, beautiful piano black Gretsch stage custom kit is just amazing. And when you hear the first note from any song from that, it just sounds so incredible. Such an amazing kit, and I always wanted to build one. You know, fast forward many years later, and here you have it. It is an ongoing build, it's a work in progress, and I'm always tweaking it and improving it. Eventually these heads will all have single ply batter on them, so you get that iconic clatter. From his early work with Genesis through to a successful solo career, not to mention collaborations with loads of artists, recording songs for Band Aid, for Do They Know It's Christmas, up to a Tarzan soundtrack. The man's achievements are absolutely incredible. He's adored by fans the world over, and then of course there are always those that love to hate on him as well.
He's a miserable bastard, basically.
And I, for one, am definitely proud to call myself a fan. The point is, there's no denying that Phil Collins is an international superstar. While it's sad that he can't actually physically play the drums anymore, he's definitely had an incredible legacy, and even two sons who are both incredible drummers in their own right. So of course I grew up listening to all the hits, but as my tastes matured as I got older, I started to find that I really like tracks, the more jazzy stuff, tracks like, you know, Saturday Night, Sunday Morning. west side. And one of my all-time favourites is still Hand in Hand. But of course, when people hear that you're a drummer, and then they find out you're a Phil Collins fan, you always get the inevitable question. Can you play... Since I already had the kit, that's kind of what prompted me to do my own cover of it. This is the kit that I use for all my studio work when I'm not using the electric kit. It's my main gigging kit for big shows. It is the kit that I'm quite possibly most proud of. I've spent years improving on this thing, building it bigger, and it's still an ongoing process. I started putting some work into it I think about 4 years ago, and I've never really stopped since. There we are. The kit is finally finished. The wrap is pretty much all done. So, we'll start at the heart of the kit. This is one of the few Thunder drums actually remaining on this kit. This is a Thunder 22-inch kick, which actually sounds really great, but for reasons of authenticity, it's not actually the right size. Phil actually plays a 20-inch kick, which is the reason why I originally bought my Premier Olympic. But as usual, we'll go into all that in another video. About the only drums still remaining on this kit that are Thunder are the 22-inch kick and the 12-inch tom there. Everything else has been swapped out or upgraded. So, we started with an 8, 10, 12, then we go up to 15, 16, which this one's actually metallic red, still needs to be rewrapped because the legs collapsed on the Thunder 16, so I replaced it with a Gretsch. So the only Gretsch drum on a replica of a Gretsch kit, and the beast is the 18 right there. Now the 18 is actually a Premier Elite, which is fantastic because it also means that I can use it with the Shakes kit that I showed you in the last video. This is my pride and joy at the centre of the kit. A Mapex Black Panther, Maple Piccolo, all brass hardware, and I absolutely love this snare. It's 13-inch and it's a little firecracker. So we go around. Vintage Premier hi-hat. It's the first hi-hat that I bought. 10-inch Splash, which is actually just a cheap little non-branded one from eBay, but it sounds pretty good. Zildjian Scimitar Bronze, 16-inch Crash. Paste 502, 20-inch Ride, and a Sabian 18-inch China. So, yeah, all different brands, all great cymbals. So you can see there's a double kick down here. I don't use it that often because my double kick playing isn't great. I'll be the first one to admit that. So I bought this just to practice a little bit more. I could do with investing in a slightly better one, to be honest, one that fits a bit better and fits in my hi-hat. But it's like I say, it's a work in progress. It's a build that's been going on for several years now. I'll set chimes at the back there as well, that we got those for sound effects for a theatre show, and they sounded so great I just put them on my kit. So yeah, there's a few studio effects here and there. Cowbell down there, half moon tambourine mounted on top of the hi-hat, and yeah, and of course I have a lot of drums that I can swap in and out with this, so this kit is incredibly versatile. But this is the kit that you see the most in most of my YouTube videos. That you'll hear on most of my records. Whether it's my solo stuff or drumming with other bands. This is the kit that does most of the work, and I absolutely love it. The original kit was actually in metallic red, kind of like Dave Grohl used to play back in his Nirvana days. And I bought it from a friend who had just won Best Drummer in Battle of the Bands, and so first prize was a brand new Premier Cabrier drum kit. So he sold this one to me, but he'd also just recently invested in a brand new snare drum, so he threw this little beauty in for free. So that came with a brand new, which it was brand new when I got it, Premier Cabrier snare drum. So that was really lucky. My main snare now, however, these days is my Mapex Black Panther Maple. So the 22-inch kick, like I said, is about to be swapped out because Phil actually uses a 20 and I've been after one for ages. I actually bought one, but it turned out to be a complete Olympic kit and it was too good a kit to break up. So, but again, that'll be coming in another video. So I've just received this, which is an early birthday present from my brother and his wonderful girlfriend. So thank you very much for that, guys. I am absolutely chuffed with this. It's amazing. So that's my brother, as you guys will probably know him, Dead Freedom. So let's just throw in a little plug there. So this is a 1930s Slingerland 20-inch bass drum. I've just got this morning, so I don't know a huge amount about it yet, but there's already a few things on it that are intriguing me, so I'm going to do a complete video on it. One thing that I do love about it, no hardware touching the shell other than this little single point lug that holds the tension rod right the way across, and the resonance on this thing is incredible. It's like an orchestral bass drum, and it's only a 20-inch. It's amazing. So now, because that is an odd drum on its own with no other drums, that will be getting wrapped in black vinyl so it matches the rest of the kit here. And it's going to sound great. I can't wait. So there'll be another video on this kit at some point as it's as the build progresses. And at some point I might even do a separate video on the Thunder kit, because it'll be a complete kit again, because the rest of the drums my youngest has, so I'm thinking I'll just give him that and then he's got a complete drum kit of his own. So there you have it, folks. That is my ever-evolving Phil Collins replica kit. Stay tuned for the next video, and we will be looking at my 1960s Premier Olympic club kit. That's a great little kit. Thanks again so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and if you click the little bell icon, then you'll be updated on whenever my next video comes out. Thanks again. Bye.